Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. And as always, I want to thank you for joining the podcast. You didn't have to come here, but you did. And as always, I hope you're getting something out of this. And I hope you continue to join me each and every time that I drop one of these. So today, I want to talk to you about something that literally just happened less than 24 hours ago. So, there's something out here that's bigger than basketball. That's bigger than wins and bigger than losses. And I know that's hard for some of us to fathom because we're smack dab in the middle of March Madness. But yesterday, sportsmanship came to the forefront. The UConn ladies team played the South Carolina ladies team in the Final Four. So that put Geno Auriemma, the coach of UConn, against Staley, the coach of South Carolina. These are two of the biggest names in women's college basketball, bar none. The two biggest names in women's college basketball at the coaching ranks. There was a moment at the end of the game that was a bad look. And that wasn't just a moment. It was a lesson. So here you have two legends, two powerhouse programs. The Final Four, everything on the line. South Carolina beat the brakes off of UConn. And emotions, they boil over. So instead of the traditional handshake, words get exchanged. Tensions rise. Coaches have to be separated. Why? Because in that moment, competition turned personal. The reports, they say Geno was frustrated. Officiating, the physical play, and even what he thought was a missed pregame handshake. But I'm going to tell you the real. Geno was what we refer to in gambling terms, he was on tilt. The being on tilt in layman's terms is this. Let's say you're playing poker. You're looking at your cards and you have in your mind what is an unbeatable hand. There's no way that I can lose. So you push all your chips in. You're like, I am unbeatable. And then lo and behold, that final card comes out and you lose. Your mind goes into a tizzy. You can't believe what just happened. And now, for several minutes, for several hours, for several days, whatever the timeline is, you are now on tilt. And you just are still grasping with what occurred and figuring out how to get it back. Well, unfortunately for Geno, his team came in on a 54-game winning streak. They hadn't lost in over a year and a half. Well, he knew at a certain point in that game that they were at the point of no return. And South Carolina just kept stepping on their necks. So it was getting worse and worse and worse. So it bubbled up and he acted out. And it was a terrible look. Terrible look. Meanwhile, Dawn Staley, she didn't even know what happened. She said, I have no idea what I did for him to act out like that. And more importantly, she didn't let it overshadow the win. She kept it about what her team did on the court. Now, Dawn, I'm going to tell you this because I've witnessed it. Whether they win, whether they lose, you're going to get the same Dawn Staley each and every time. Now, that's a level of emotional maturity that many of us can never reach. But she has somehow reached it, or at least displays it. This ain't nobody squeaky clean, so y'all know, no one's perfect. But you handle yourself a certain way at all times, or at least we strive to. And that's what Dawn exemplifies up to this moment in 2026. So what does this really mean? Let's be real. This is what happens when you care, when you've built something, when you're used to winning. So it's a level of privilege there. I'm used to winning. I'm used to beating people by 40 points. You know, one of my good friends, he pointed out the other day, he said, I don't know how I feel about Geno because they're still pressing and they're up by 60 points. There's something to be said for that. So here's the truth that nobody really wants to say. Your character shows most when things don't go your way. Anybody can smile when they win. Anybody can shake hands when everything goes right. But when you lose, when you feel disrespected, when emotions hit, that's when sportsmanship gets tested. So, going back to Geno, let's not just criticize. Let's understand. Geno Auriemma isn't just a coach. He's one of the greatest ever. 12 national championships, decades of dominance. So when something feels off, a missed tradition, a game slipping away, calls not going your way, that frustration builds. And sometimes, great competitors struggle to separate emotion from the moment. That doesn't make it right, but it makes it human. And humans make mistakes. So why does Dawn Staley's response matter? Now this is where the lesson really hits. Dawn Staley didn't escalate it, didn't turn it into a spectacle. She said essentially, we move on. That's leadership. That's poise. That's understanding. Was she upset? Absolutely. I saw a video where she was really angry about it. But that was brought to her, not created by her. So there's a major distinction to see there and to understand there. This moment is bigger than the ego because she knew something important. Do not let drama steal your victory, because that's exactly what was going on right there, or what was attempted. So let me bring this to you. This isn't just sports. This is your job search, your career, your life right now. Because you're going to have moments where you feel disrespected, you feel overlooked, you feel like the system is against you. Sound familiar? I know it does to me. So the question is, how do you respond? Do you burn bridges or do you rise above it? Because trust me, people remember how you act in pressure moments way more than your resume. Let's keep it raw. You can be right and still handle it wrong. You can feel justified and still damage your brand. And in today's world, In today's world, one moment can define how people see you. So here's your takeaway. Sportsmanship isn't about being soft. It's about being in control. I'm bigger than this moment because at the end of the day, wins fade, losses fade, but your character, that's what people take with them and carry. Fair or not, that's life. So handle your losses with class, handle your wins with humility, because that's how you win in life, long after the scoreboard is gone. There have been many times in my life where I've been frustrated, angry, just lacking understanding of what's going on at this particular time. And I've learned, because I've had my Geno moments too, I've learned that you have to have a time and a place to express yourself in a way that may not be on the up and up. As I told you guys, punch pillows. Put a pillow over your face and scream. Get it out. Go to the gym. Do whatever you need to do to get that frustration out, because frustration is real. But remember, no matter what you're doing, somebody is always watching. The judge and jury is always out there. And whether it's fair or not, many people are going to judge you by your worst moment, not by your best. So with that, I thank you for listening. I appreciate you. And as always, I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week. This is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. Till next time, take care.